Hello, it's been a while since I made a video on YouTube here. And I want to take a look at what happened this year, what I've been doing this year, and obviously I want to wish everyone the best for the next year, 2024. I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit short. There's like no battles, it's just about me, what I've been up to, and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna talk about like my YouTube content, my Twitch content, the podcast that I had with Landberger, Amanda, my play Pokemon performance. I've been to quite of those um, the tournaments that I've been hosting myself in my server. I will be talking about that. The team that I'm in, the EU Emperors, and obviously about my casting this year as well. So the last video that I made was in October about my Lille performance. It's not GBL videos that I really like making. No offense to anyone else who does, but I feel like they're a little bit low efforts, easy, and yeah, I just like a little bit more spirit in it. That's what I kind of miss in making GBL videos. Oh, maybe I can do that. I just haven't put the effort in it. And that's also because I have a full-time job. And maybe that's why GBL videos are also kind of easy. You just put like 10 recordings in there and you talk over them and you have a video. It's just not super entertaining to me to keep doing that and like very consistently. If I do it daily, it's just a lot of work to have a full-time job plus making a video in the evening. If I do it weekly, I just slack. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it another time. And then this happens. I'm just not making a video. Show 6 videos on the other hand. I do like making those. They're way more effort though, and they don't pay off as well. I'm pretty sure it's mostly the same people watching them, and I value all of you who consistently watch those videos a lot, but they just don't pop off like GBL videos do. That's not really motivating to making those. Now, what I have been doing is working with Rise to Occasion, Crazy Filmmaker, and a few others. I have like a private channel in my server where I work with some other content creators on some Twitter content. I'll show you real quick. Now, what I have been doing is some smaller projects in which I also distribute the workload amongst a small team. I'll show you the team that I have in this little private channel in my server real quick. So looking at the team that I have here, Arceus Aurelius, a YouTube content creator, Twitch content creator, #1 highman in Europe. He writes articles for the Battle Frontier practice tournaments that I've hosted so they can be put on the Battle Frontier page and inform people who play in that format. It's like the follow-up of Factions. It's Axon, the world champion. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, around those days, I post like this graph with teams that other content creators or good players, well-known players would recommend they would use in that following regional. And his accent talks about those more in depth on his stream. That's what his accent does for the team. He also posts them often as well. And yeah, he also streams often on Twitch, so definitely give him a follow there as well. Very educative. Crazy Filmmaker makes all those really nice graphs. I can make some of them myself as well, but I'm an improviser, and he's really good at this kind of stuff. So he makes like the recommended teams, the GBL team graphs, that kind of stuff. So those come from Crazy Filmmaker, and I'm really appreciative of the time he puts in making these. Then I have Pogo Ash and Triptando that I kind of want to put together here because they have like a similar role. They're basically like my team. You know, there's people that I always rely on that I feel like are loyal to me. I'm loyal to them. Pogo Ash and Triptando are those people. They double check some of the things I write in these channels, and they give good input in there as well. So really valuable people to me. If I need a team, I take these people with me. And then Rise to Occasion. You may have seen some of his videos on the recommended teams for GBL. Crazy Filmmaker and I make those graphs, and then we ask Rise to if he wants to make a video on them. It's content for him, and it's more publicity for us. So basically a win-win situation for both there, and I'm glad to have Rise on the team there as well. So yeah, that's the team I have at this moment of making this video. I'm maybe adding more people later if I have more projects. But yeah, these were like projects that I had running with Ghost Stadium, but when Ghost Stadium fell, I wanted to continue some of these projects, and I basically, just set up my own team, invited some other people on other projects as well, and basically that's how my content, instead of YouTube, I went to like Twitter content or like outsource it to Twitch or YouTube through other people. Then speaking of Twitch, I do still stream on Twitch occasionally. It's not super consistent, but I do try to be live at least once a week. I have an Open Great League practice tournament basically every week or other kinds of Show 6 tournaments, and I try to stream most of those and also some GBL sets. Then the podcast that I had with Amanda slash Landberger, you may know her from other Play Pokemon regional championships, or she's also making YouTube videos now. We used to have a podcast called Crap Rollers Emma Champions. Then we joined Go Stadium. They give us like some tools for easier uploading and it's called recording stuff. And it became Stadium Cast. but now Stadium is gone, so our podcast kind of has been on a break. We do tend to continue it at some point. And I asked Amanda about Stuttgart. I was like, let's just do it right after Stuttgart. But I must admit, I haven't followed up just yet. I believe Amanda preferred to do it in January anyway. So that will be coming back at some point. I don't know yet if we'll do it again under Crab Roller I'm a Champion. But, with the knowledge we gained from Ghost Stadium there, I think we can pick up quite easily. And I know a lot of people, so I can usually get some guests, some cool guests on as well. Now, another thing I've been putting a lot of work in is tournaments, especially cash prize tournaments. These cost some money, they cost a lot of time to organize, but I like making restricted formats. I make these myself and host these in my Discord server. Usually there's like $100 cash prize pool, there's a $300 cash prize pool. Right now there's something I picked up, which is like the Champions League, like a little bit that I picked up from Sylph, basically make like a ranking, like a list, people playing those tournaments. They get a points and they play in an even more lucrative tournament. So that's something that I've been hosting a lot on my server. Not just those, but also Open Grey League practice tournaments. I have some graphs with Crazy Filmmaker for those, as you can see here. And also Battle Frontier practice, all kinds of Show 6 practice or tournaments. So that's something I've been really trying to build my Discord server towards. Mine is not the most chatty, but I'm very proud of the tournaments that are going on there. It's like one of the few that still has some competitiveness in it, I feel like, currently. Now, my team, the E-Rampers, I've posted content of like our faction battles before and stuff. Some of my best friends even. We haven't been sitting still exactly. When Thug Tactical molded into temporary retirement for a bit, I think it was like May or something, or a little bit before that. He was actually about going with us as well. We joined Stadium Elite, but Stadium Elite at some point fell apart, unfortunately. But we didn't exactly abandon the whole club, right? Stadium Elite was like 33 people or something at the time. And we continue with them. We want to continue with them. And mainly for the reason that we think we can get more than just being a faction. And that's basically what we're still hoping for. We're still together with the team, but now as Legends United. And we still have the name E-Rampers because we think it's just a cool name. And we have a good legacy with it. We won the first faction world championships for factions, right? We also changed the logo a little bit, because I believe you cannot really have a Pokemon on your logo or something. It has to do with branding or something. I'm not speaking for Pokemon. That's just what I think and what I heard. So that's why we had it changed. Then my performance in Play Pokemon Regionals. You may have seen me play in some tournaments last year, and it's been going super well. The 2022 season was terrible for me. I got the top 8 at the first EYC, which was good, but then I followed with an O2 at Liu. I did terrible at the last chance qualifier, but after that it was top cut after top cut after top cut after top cut. It was incredible. I got to top 10 at Worlds. Honestly, looking back at it, I definitely should have done some things different, but I think that's what everyone who played at Worlds thinks, except Isaacson maybe. But yeah, something I've been very proud of and something I want to keep continuing. I want to qualify for Worlds again, and I need 400 CP for that, 400 championship points. Now we have local tournaments, however, in Europe, and I'm hoping to do very well at those. I don't know how many regional championships I get to play or international championships as well. I do tend to go to all European regionals and also to the NAIC, the North American International Championship. Yeah, then Go Stadium, as I mentioned a couple times, we try to get more of the team, get like stipends. I try to get like stipends if my teammates submit like videos, and I can divide like the revenue minus my own labor and whatever. But I didn't really get to it. Eventually, Go Stadium fell apart due to some reasons that I don't really want to go deeper in. But it definitely made me aware of how fragile everything is, really. That social media can be really ruthless at times. And it made me very, very aware. It makes me feel fragile as well. So the reason why I left some communities, some parts behind as well. I don't particularly dislike people from those communities or something. Just that I just get a lot of information from friends, from other people that I know, about other people who talk about me or my friends. I'm just being protective of myself in this case. That moves us on to the last topic of what I'm exactly protective about. So, casting. This is the year I started casting in Play Pokemon tournaments. The first one was in Liverpool in January, and at that time, they weren't official yet in Europe. They were community streams. And I basically applied for Liverpool, just hoping, why the heck not? I recently qualified in Stuttgart for Worlds already, so why not? And then somehow I got in. Mostly, I think I have Nuraka to thank the most for that, for reeling me into the team. He messaged me like, "Hey, can you get those days off? And we would love to have you." And I'm very grateful for it. And I actually really, really liked it. In fact, after casting Liverpool, I was like, you know what? I think I rather cast than compete, which is also why I applied for Utrecht right after. Utrecht is like 30 minutes away from me. It's very easy to go to and to, compete, maybe get a travel award there. But instead, I chose for casting any opportunity that I can get, basically. I'm very much invested into it. I like it a lot. I like bringing up that hype. We have a cool team right now for Europe as well, right? Especially with Leo, we got that boom or whoosh every time on those official streams, and it's something that I feel like we invested time in. We invested friendship in our friendships to get that all built it up, and I think I especially pair very well with Leonard. He came from very far as well because he didn't really play Pokemon before at the start of this season when he casted first. And now I feel like he just put in so much work. He's also like, a natural caster really. And one thing that I think we invested a lot in is getting that hype in, especially for like finals and stuff. Something I want to keep improving at. And like I just feel like it's not particularly the easiest for me. If you look like at the trading card game casters, you see like all British, obviously for NA it's mostly all American people, which means they have English as their native language, right? I just come a little bit easier for them. And for me and also for Leo, that's not the case. We grew up with another language, and that's something I really try to invest in as well. Basically my English. And I'm super happy to be on the actual official team now, getting those contacts, getting a Pokemon sweater that I also wore on the Stuttgart regional stream. Actually got this from Pokemon, super cool, right? And while I only really mentioned Leonard and Nurokar earlier, I also want to show my appreciation to my community who got me this far to Protect, who got me into streaming, and that's basically where this path of content creation started. Also want to thank the production team of the European stream. They are great people. I always feel very comfortable there, and I think you can tell on the broadcast as well, and obviously the Pokemon Company International for giving me this opportunity to work with them as well. And yeah, I think that's, I don't know how short I kept this, but that kind of recaps what last year looked like for me. And hopefully I can continue this trend of, a lot of casting, getting better at it. And also, at some point, I really do want to invest more in YouTube content and maybe get those wicked Twitch streams up as well, where I have like 12 guests on and something. The podcast, there's a lot to do. Yeah. So yeah, happy holidays to everyone who watched, everyone who didn't watch. Well, I guess they don't know that I said that. And I'll see you this year.